Why did Guts kill Adonis? The surface level answer is that it was because of his love and admiration for Griffith, or his desire to fulfill Griffith's dream. But this lacks the true understanding that Kentaro Miura wanted you to know, and more importantly, the lessons he is attempting to teach you about the human psyche. In this sense, the reason why Guts kills Adonis is not for the sake of Griffith or the Band of the Hawk, but rather to develop and move forward in the process of individuation. In a psychological sense, to follow his own journey. Guts, prior to meeting the Band of the Hawk, was a man consumed by his ego. The way he viewed the world was in relation to danger, and something that is filled with hate and evil, with no place for love. Though his ego was corrupted by the world around him, he was himself. He identified with what he believed in, to the point that there was no battle in his own psyche, in relation to the confusion of his identity. He was a mercenary and a fighter who survived by any means, a harsh but simple identity to follow. But this all changed as he became intertwined with the Band of the Hawk, and with Griffith as his leader. What he once knew, and his identity that had helped him survive and was ingrained into his psyche, now required to adapt and change. The change consisted of friendship, allies, and the requirement for Guts to follow a leader. To adapt to this, Guts began to put on a persona, something Carl Jung defined as a social mask, or a role that the individual presents to the outside world. And he does this in order to adapt or hide. Jung placed a heavy emphasis on the perspective that though the persona can be useful, it is not the true self of the individual, but merely a tool. He stated the following: "The man with the persona is blind to the existence of the inner realities, just as the other man, the man without the persona, is blind to the reality of the world, which for him has merely the value of an amusing or fantastic playground." In this sense, Guts meets the Band of the Hawk and becomes ingrained in his persona. He confuses the benefits that the persona he portrays to Griffith and his allies as his true self. But as soon as his sword pierces through Adonis, it is the catalyst that interrupts the confusion in his psyche and throws him back into the process of learning about himself and towards individuation. An act of killing a child which was against his true self, the identity that is hidden within his psyche, asking to be explored. This disturbance, an event that shocks his psyche, is the beginning of Guts realizing and straying away from his persona. An understanding of this event in a psychological manner opens up ideas about the exploration into your own psyche. Kentaro Miura displays this battle between one's persona, the social world, and the inner unconscious self in a profound manner through the act of killing a child, and the act of straying too far away from oneself and becoming unconsciously overly attached to one's persona. He shows how when this does occur, there will be an event in one's life that is profound, which will lead into psychological confusion, and in turn lead to the exploration of who one truly is. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we're almost at the 1K mark, so consider subscribing, and as always, take care, everyone.